Welcome to our event and to NYU Florence, where I had the pleasure of teaching in a visiting capacity during the 2021-2022 and 2022-23 academic years. I'll try to keep my remarks as brief as possible, given that I'm the first of 4 welcomers, but I have a lot of people to thank. And this is the moment to insert that despite many years of Spanish, now a few years of Italian and extensive vocal training, I still cannot roll my R's. So I apologize for anyone whose name I don't get because of a double R. First, I'd like to thank our hosts, the wonderful community of NYU Florence. It was an honor and pleasure to work with you on this event, first in person, then virtually when I sadly had to leave this beautiful place, and then now in person again. I especially need to thank Conferencing Operations Coordinator Lucia Ferroni, who has overseen all of the event logistics and advised and helped me since the earliest stages of planning when I was assembling the proposal for the first of 2 grants we received. Lucia, you've been so organized, insightful, calm, reassuring, detail-oriented, and a masterful manager of our budget with the help of Assistant Director of Budget and Accounting Betty Clementi. Grazie ancora. I also must thank conferencing assistant Maria Mihailovic, who produced all of the digital and print promotion for the symposium with the help of visits and event coordinator Cristina Fantacci and coordinator for media production Domenico Canalire. Maria, you designed beautiful materials for us. I mean, everybody keeps commenting on the design. It's just wonderful. You've done an incredible job getting the word out and tracking attendance. Grazie e fala puno. Many thanks also to Alexa Fara, Assistant Director for Facilities and IT Services, and technical assistants Maria Karkashi, Nicola Porri, Fortunato Ingino, Dario Sonetto, and the entire facilities team, Gillian Branicchi, Rita Palucci, and everybody involved in making this happen. Of course, I must thank Associate Director Lorenzo Ricci for his invaluable input during the proposal phase and his steadfast moral support, and Assistant Director for Academic Services Nicoletta Pelufo for all of her enthusiasm and thoughtful suggestions in our event planning committee. Thanks also to my faculty colleagues on the committee, Professors Elisa Biagini and Rob Fitterman, who will each be moderating a session and emceeing and reading in an evening salon, and Professor Montana Ray, also serving as a moderator, workshop facilitator, and salon reader, whose ideas shaped the symposium program and who were instrumental in reaching out to prospective participants. As always, this event would not have been possible without the encouragement and financial commitment of Julie Mostov, Dean of Liberal Studies, whom you'll hear from next in a short video. I'd also like to thank the Liberal Studies Fiscal Affairs and Administration team, Billy Helton, Jean McMahon, and Shama Haq, and the LS Global Programs team, Alison Michaud and Pega Soror. Those of us who've traveled here from outside of Italy have these talented folks in New York to thank for managing our expenses and our travel arrangements. I'd also like to thank Professor Mark Sanders and A.M. Wild of NYU's Department of Comparative Literature for their financial contribution and assistance with promoting the symposium. I am deeply grateful to our biggest funders, the NYU Office of Global Programs. I'd like to acknowledge in particular Elliot Borenstein, Peter Holm, and Nancy Morrison, and the Provost's Office Global Research Initiatives, thanks to Maya Jex and Tess von Kleist. The Office of Global Programs awarded our symposium one of its first Global Opportunity Grants, a new source of support that NYU launched in 2022 to foster, through conferences, symposia, exhibitions, workshops, and other events, stronger ties between New York-based faculty and faculty in the global network, and stronger ties between the global sites and their local communities. I hope and believe that Alfabeti del Corpo is enacting that vision. Finally, my warmest thanks to all of our participants, the artists, practitioners, scholars, and students who call Florence their permanent or temporary home, or who've traveled here from different countries, Italian cities, and institutions, or who will be joining tonight's salon virtually. We have a few students in New York joining us tonight. We're thrilled that you're here to share your work and ideas with all of us. And you can read more about everyone in the folder. There's a sheet with biographies of everybody. I'd like to conclude by noting that Alfabeti del Corpo is the marquee event to be hosted by NYU's Interdisciplinary Minor in Translation Studies, an innovative cross-school initiative of liberal studies in collaboration with the Department of Comparative Literature that launched in the fall of 2022. Many of the liberal studies faculty presenting here are affiliated with a minor, which is open to all undergraduates at NYU, and 2 of the New York-based students reading tonight are pursuing the minor. In fact, it was students' growing interest in translation, gender, and their intersection that drove our choice of the symposium's theme. We're all very excited to expand the minor's reach through Alfabeti del Corpo, and I hope this is just the first of many collaborations with NYU Florence and conversations with all of you. Grazie tante.
Hi, I'm Julie Mostov, Dean of Liberal Studies at NYU, and I'm sending my greetings and congratulations to all of you on this amazing symposium on translation, feminism, activism, and so many other related topics. It's so exciting that we are able to reach across the Atlantic and beyond to share in this kind of a conference, really pushing the boundaries of thinking around translation and the intersections of activism and feminism and migration. So I just want to again congratulate you and wish you all the best in the coming days on the symposium. And thanks so much to our great leader on this, Clinical Associate Professor at Liberal Studies, Jen Zobel, our partners at NYU Florence, and of course, the translation minor, and the Provost's Office and the global programs for this exciting opportunity. Thank you.
Buongiorno e benvenute e benvenuti. Welcome to Alfabeti del Corpo. My name is Nicoletta Peluffo and I serve at NYU Florence as Assistant Director for Academics, and I also have a teaching commitment supported by the College of Arts and Science. With our directors, Rogan Kirsch and Lorenzo Ricci, we would like to express our warmest welcome to you all. Grazie. Because we are so proud to have participants attending from different countries, different disciplines, bringing different perspectives, and we feel honored to host the symposium on our Florence campus and to have such an important gathering of experts and distinguished practitioners, scholars, on translation, gender, and activism. Our deepest thanks to Jennifer Zobel, of course, and Montana Ray. Thank you for their tireless work on this, on the preparation of this wonderful event, for your vision. And also thank to Lucia Ferroni and Maria Mihailovic for the incredible job you put in executing this. I remember the first time I met you, Jen, and we talked 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. And we talked about this. We talked about this possibility, this event, and then it grew, it developed. And today, here we are. So we would like also to thank all the members of the committee, of course, all of you, all the participants, all the guest speakers, and students and professors, and of course, our founders. These 2 days of meetings and discussions and exchange of perspectives and workshops on translation, gender, and activism perfectly align with the ethos of our site. Also, we are very proud to have a minor in translation studies, and for sure this minor, which started in 2022, will blossom in the future. And we are open, of course, as a global site, to embrace the opportunities of the minors, to embrace the opportunities that the minor on translation studies will offer to us, and also to give our contribution, because to give diversity, interculturality, intersectionality, and reflection on languages, our support. So with this symposium, we cultivate students' and professors' interest towards intercultural education and intercultural competence. So thank you again, grazie, enjoy the symposium, enjoy our campus, buona giornata, buon lavoro a tutte e tutti. And now I pass it to Elisa Biagini. Elisa, I quickly introduce you, but then poet, writer, and our professor at NYU Florence of Art History and Literature. Grazie.
Welcome, everybody, and thank you for the people who contribute to put in this great event together. I want to take too much time from the panel. I'll let it look in at me, and I also have to go teaching. But I would like just to say a couple of words. But first, I would like to remember a much missed member of our community who would have loved to be here with us, Gabriella Dragnea. She would have been a participant to this conference. I'm sure she would have been very much present. So, what are we going to talk about in these 2 days? Words, their political weight, their social weight. We are surrounded by words, I don't have to remind you, unfortunately, and I think perhaps it's going to be a good opportunity to think again about all the different alphabets that are inside our bodies, all the possibilities to have bridges instead of walls that connect us. Remember that language is political, that sharing is very much political, so here we are partisans. We're acting, doing an act of resistance to whatever is out there, that it's actually pretty scary. This is an important lesson, you know, for us as writers, translators, teachers, and activists. It's an important lesson for our students, something that we talk about constantly in our classes, how powerful, how important language is, how it has been misused, and how we should go back and re-embrace it, refound it every day to create a stronger community. So I would like to, in a way, to quote Antonio Gramsci, and thinking that we hate indifference, that to fully live really means to be a partisan. And so I like to think that we'll leave, you know, this beautiful campus tomorrow being even more partisans. You know, we're approaching here in Italy April 2025. That's actually the day of the liberation, and we need a new liberation, and we want to do it through words. So let's start.